Again, we have an AT gun there. Oh, shoot. Again, AT grenade being fired by the Royal Engineer. Royal Engineer, though, trying to murder it, but Luke's just barely murders it while in the negative cover and managed to get the hell out of there. For fuck's sake, LOL. Hello everyone, this is a Greyshot17 here bringing another CH2 replay. This is a 1v1 with Castro versus Whiskey on the Langreska. Yeah, I'm probably butchering that name, but hey, I butcher everyone's name, so that's fine. Make sure you submit your replays to greyshotproductions at gmail.com and or go to ch2.org and the Greyshot Productions forum under submit a replay, and I will take a look there as well. If I didn't get your replay, I apologize, but I get a lot, so I try to go through them and try to pick different variations, different types. So I'll go from 3v3s to 1v1s to 4v4s, and again, I try to have a variety of good and bad games. So after a couple, well, slot games, I won a more close, tight-knit game, which is why a 1v1 came to mind. Anyway, OKW versus British, so take that for whatever you will. In any case, we can see OKW forces pushing on right, while at least Sturms are trying to push on left, but the British are like, yeah, it's not going to happen. Sturms are good close range, but unless he does some really cheeky maneuvers, it's not going to go over very well, as the British will probably mow him down from afar. Again, if he can sneak up, that's great, but if he moves in normally, it's not going to go well. Now, again, in this scenario, it could work, because right now he's opening fire. They haven't... they just stopped. Okay. Now they have to move to cover. This could be where they, again, achieve victory. Because if they can mow them down before they can get into cover, then the Stern Pine... Yep, there we go. One man down. Then the Stern Pioneers have an advantage. He can't retreat fast enough to get into cover. Other British infantry are not in cover, so they're not firing as quickly. Stern Pioneers looks like keeping their momentum going. They finally moved into cover, but it's too late. They have very low health. He might mow them down, honestly, and might get a kill. Still holding back that squad. Now they're pushing back, even though heavy cover would make way more sense. Stern Pioneers losing their key advantage of cover. We have another British infantry squad kind of holding back the additional Volk squads, actually pushing back on one squad while barely taking... Really, I mean, they take a lot of health damage, but the men are still there. Stern Pioneers getting closer. But that building might be good because of the two windows, but again, flanking, it could be very, very... Oh, shoot. Yep, he's out of cover. Stern Pioneers once again mowing a squad down. Volk squad time to come in to assist. Stern Pioneers giving it everything they had, but unfortunately just not enough. Volk squad's now fighting the British infantry section, and British infantry section now in better cover. Although, OKW making quick work of that by throwing an incendiary grenade, pushing them out. And it looks like they worked. They managed to push them out, and the OKW will take this area. So that's pretty freaking cool in my book. Any case, moving on from that, we have, yep, Grenadiers on standby, moving in. No casualties, at least I can see on the left side, and the British seems to be on the same boat. They didn't lose anything, they're very close to, but they are very low on health, so they'll probably want to get additional med packs, if I would have to say. That is costly, because again, that does require munitions. But again, as soon as they get the command post, one medic squad could easily help out your entire team, because once again, at least you guys will have your health back. Whereas, you know, otherwise you're sending out troops with very low health, and it may not be the best. May not be the best. Now, I haven't really gone over Whiskey's choice. The Valentine tank is very good. Anyway, with the Royal Artillery Regiment, that's good light tank. Artillery is pretty good. Concentration barrage will help with like fortified areas. So if you win fortifications, it probably won't be a very good outcome. First Strum also is interesting because again, it could be very good again initially versus a lot of MGs that these guys can deploy. But also again, is better for close range, just a wide open map. So may not be the best. Elite Armored could be interesting. Just because of the fact the scout car, but again, we've already gone past the point, or getting past the point of where that scout car could be, like, the best it could possibly be. And if you're wondering, like, how good the scout car could be, the best example would be, I think, Tightrope did a video on his like a subscriber goal, which again, congratulations. I should do a video for hitting 10K, but unfortunately, with my vacation, just had no time. So unfortunately, I apologize on that. Just mismanagement on my own accord. So apologize to that, guys. But thank you to everyone for your amazing support. But in any case, moving on from that, Sturm Pioneers moving on in, repair that Kubel. But anyway, sorry. Anyway, back to what I was going to say. Tightrope did a video about a scout car that he deployed very early on. I think it was versing the Americans, I want to say. But it was pretty damn good gameplay, so go check him out. Anyway, British pushing on in. I probably recommend better cover, because once again, better cover means rate of fire increase, which means more damage done. So, simple stuff like that. Oh, I forgot to check rank. Again, rank doesn't matter, but it does show overall like possible skill, or at least, you know, possibility of skill being greater. As we just saw, the OKW was technically the weaker, though I can definitely say probably playing a lot better. So once again, shows that rank doesn't matter. At least that rank. There is a better ranking system in this game, but I can't see it. So in my mind, it doesn't exist. It's like Bigfoot. Until you open the door and you realize Bigfoot's gonna murder you. But you know, let's just ignore that for right now. Let's wait just for him to pound a few times before he comes in to murder you. Highly oh, by the way, sorry. That puts me on a small tangent. Highly if anyone here has ever watched a sci-fi movie, please let me know your favorite sci-fi movie. My personal favorite, there's quite a few, but like that I remember like debuting on sci-fi and it being very good was a movie called Abominable, which had a Bigfoot-like creature, pretty much in a Hitchcock-like environment, and it was great. So, highly recommend it for those who want to watch a good Bigfoot movie, even though, like, I look back at the costume, and yeah, it's not the most intimidating, but, yeah, I don't know, it still has a little bit of charm to it. Oh, okay, as much as charm as a murderous Bigfoot-like creature would have, but, you know, it has some charm. Speaking of charm, OKW managing to put a bunch of pressure on the British and at least capture two of the main capture points. Oh, I love MG34, very nice. At least watching over that point so the British can't just take it over. This side, unfortunately, blocked by the shrubs is going to be a little bit more interesting because they can't stop it. At least they'll stop it if it comes over here. Resource-wise, it's pretty damn close, I would say, but the Germans have a slight lead. Again, the British looks like they're going to turn that tide by capturing this point, and oh, wow, no. Actually, I take that back. Germans are using the Kubel to quick capture. Very nice. In 1v1s, just getting that extra resources can be very, very important. Sorry for my little stumble right there. But, nice MG34, suppressing them. Also upgraded to 5-man squads. Very, very good for being more potent. Grenade does hurt it, but not by much. Not by very much. I love how it's set up. It's like, alright, set up the MG. Now pick it back up and put it back outside. Volk squad's quickly moving on in, stopping the capture of the point, and slowly trying to push back the British. Grenade going out, though. Great grenade, pushing the Volk squad back very quickly. Any case, we have over here, we have a Kubel wagon, just chilling, hanging on out, capturing that point. Nice job with that MG, trying to push back that Sturm squad. Let's see right now. Oh, Luke's! Oh, very nice. We have a Luke's being deployed. And again, so far we have had no real... Wait, hold on. I'm assuming he's going to deploy an armored car. Yep, there he goes. I'm like, is he going to go for the armored car? As soon as he started fighting that Luke, he's like, yeah, I need the armored car stat. Armored car, by the way, even though you would think, oh, this is a light tank, that's an armored vehicle. Light tank's going to win. No. That armored car is actually pretty damn powerful versus light tanks. I'm actually curious what would win, an armored car or a Stuart. Just because the Stuart's abilities are very similar to an armored car, I think the Stuart, if used correctly, could maybe kill a armored car, but it would be very close. This thing is very good against infantry, but it's not great at all versus armor. At least not directly. Light vehicles are a different story, especially with like when they're susceptible to small arms fire, like a half-track. Then the Lukes can excel. But versus another tank, its main gun can definitely have issues, which is why stuff like a T-70 can easily hold it off. But if this thing gets a rear shots on the T-70, then, you know, things or a Stewart, it can definitely turn the tide. But like I said, you have to be very, very good with the Lukes for it to fight other light armored tanks. Damn. Kubo finally met its maker. British infantry pushing on in. Stewart just running around murdering a bunch of guys, but armored car has been deployed. And the best thing he has to help fight that armored car is actually the Volk squads with a good Panzerfaust. But not a lot of ammunition stored in the tank, so that means he's going to have to use those Panzerfaust lightly. Well, use them very well in order to... Oh, or just walk right into it. That's fine. Okay. Volk squad's just moving on in. Fight the British infantry off. Now, all 4 men are opening fire right now at him. Oh, man. Good fire grenade. Those men are going to burn inside that building. And actually, Volk squad should be able to hold the line. Might be able to get a squad kill. Yes, he does. Good shot. That's 1 unit down. And I don't think that... Okay, yeah, the Kubel died. Actually, I take that back. So, technically, the OKW lost the first unit. Meanwhile, once again... Something you never do, you're versing an OKW, and for the OKW, and I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. For any other faction, they have a bunker, but the OKW have these flak emplacements. So technically, they have a light vehicle deterrent, where every other faction has a normal bunker. And it's weird that they did that for the OKW. I didn't know you... Yeah... Sorry for the quick game, my bad. Wow, okay. Wow. Yeah, he fucked up majorly. He fucked up majorly. But yeah, as I like how Castro's like, you can do this, and there's, oh boy. Well, we'll see what happens. But yeah, the flak base is very good at killing light vehicles, so which is why, let's say, a scout car chasing down something, or something along those lines, can definitely be murdered by the flak emplacement, which is why you have to watch out for them. I just find it funny that that actually happened. Puma was actually being deployed to help counter that as well. Also, I liked his micro to get around that. So the Stern Pioneers, I'm assuming that's why he did that. Stern Pioneers can decommission that wreck for fuel, which would actually help him out. Now, again, as we can see here, he's definitely going to counter. I think he countered a little too much, because right now he upgraded his men with a bunch of Piats. So... I think maybe 1-2 squads at most would be good, but yeah, he needed Brens. Now I have no idea if Whiskey is playing Castro or if they're both being honest. Seems like Castro is trying to be like, yeah, you can win this, even though like he's fully equipped to fight armor now, which unfortunately renders a lot of the armor choices he picked not great. The Puma's a good choice if, and again, we've seen the Puma fight armor before, especially with elite. Usually that people go elite armored with the Puma. They get the better armor piercing rounds to do quick assaults. Will that work this game? We'll see. But again, right now the biggest issue is this massive amount of British infantry which push left. Now, right now there's nothing on the right to stop him from capturing points, so he can keep doing so. He's absolutely going to have to send units on left. Right now with that medic squad, oh, he lost the MG. Damn, that's a lot of firepower then. And with both Vickers machine guns kind of guarding, yeah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But if he uses the Lukes correctly, he can keep popping shots at long range and maybe slowly wear them down. And he can take a few Piat shots. It's not like it's instant death if that happens. He can absolutely keep this fight going, but it's just going to take more time than he probably wants to. And it probably could. Now, again, Piat's opening fire. Kind of missing. There is more of a lock-on with them now than they previously when first used. But they still can be shot wildly in one direction and completely miss. So, just, you know, take note of that. Meanwhile, Volk squads are continuing to push right while the British are knocking out the German fuel. So, yeah, he's absolutely going to have to take over that entire side. Now, Puma just trying to fire some shots from afar. Puma, again, more likely to hurt an armored vehicle with those shots than an infantry unit. Just point that out. Now, luckily, he with his mechanized building, because he built that, he did get the upgrade with it to upgrade his armor. So again, he can quickly get the mechanized back up and running, and he does have also a Stern Pioneer squad to help with, you know, getting that stuff up. He's getting a support gun, which should help, I would assume, to really counteract that stuff. And, oh my god, that was a bad choice. Yeah, let's put the Vickers machine gun in a barely, like a building that is cobbled together. Like, it is barely standing. If you kick over the support beam, the entire building's coming down, is what I'm trying to say. But anyway, we have a flank going on by the British infantry trying to kill the Stuart. Might be able to, honestly, but a nice grenade is going to push them back. Stuart falling back, but though Vet 2, so Vet 2 Stuart is main gun and rate of fire increased, which is not great. Definitely not great to have a better Luke's firing long range and murdering your infantry from afar. Again, the limited amount of infantry that he has deployed is doing decently well at holding the line. Puma, though, oh boy. Stuart, barely alive. Puma falling back. Volk squad's just barely clinging in. Stern Pioneer's trying to get a kill, and they might be able to. He kept them in there for a little bit too long, so the Volk squad, I think, well, could kill that unit on the retreat. We shall see. Nope, he's not going to be able to. They're going to be able to escape. Meanwhile, the British infantry there are going to hold the line. Stern Pioneers are just there. Again, not sure what exactly they're going to do, but nice fire grenade. Managed to get out in time. Good, very good. Again, could have been bad, but nice quick retreat. Medical's still there. Vickers machine gun standby. Support gun opening fire. Again, I feel like sending one squad capturing right would be good. We do have a scout car being deployed, so a lot of light vehicles Castro's been deploying. And Whiskey's like, okay, fuck this. I'm getting... Actually, you know, a Valentine tank wouldn't be... Well, the Puma could definitely ruin his day, and especially with elite armor, that may not be the right choice. That might be my choice. That doesn't make it the right choice. I am curious to see what Whiskey goes. Valentine tanks is a good tank. It's definitely a better light tank than a Stuart or a Luke's. It is very potent, especially with the most recent update. It is very potent. We'll see how things go. We'll see how things go. Anyway, Stuart managing to mow down that Vickers machine gun, which is good. That's another unit that the British no longer have at their capacity. Unfortunately, though, they have captured a majority of the command points, so even though they've been hemorrhaging points this entire game, now the Germans are starting to lose more points. British infantry, even with the Piats, still have a decent amount of firepower behind them, so they're going to definitely push back that Volk squad. Though, I think with Brenz, or at least one of them with Brenz, it would have definitely been better, because they would have mowed down the infantry a lot quicker. Yep, Stuart just constantly opening fire, trying to push these suckers back. And we can see here he did upgrade finally to the company command post. We'll see what he's able to pick and what he goes. I'm very curious to see his strategy. He did reman the Vickers machine gun, so I guess he's going to try to hold the line. Though the support gun, opening fire could definitely like uproot a lot of MGs or support equipment he tries to set. So he definitely has to worry about that. Meanwhile, on the far right, we see a British infantry just kind of watching over that point. We have a half-track being deployed. I'm assuming he's putting up the Swear, and he might try to... Oh, okay. Yeah, he's putting it here to kind of watch this trifecta of points. Pretty good positioning. Actually, really good positioning for at least guarding territory. The problem is he's going to have to make sure that, you know, the AT gun doesn't just swing over and just start pounding this thing. So, again, just something he has to watch out for. Now, again, Whiskey, right now, he absolutely could have gone with the Valentine tank. He hasn't. So, what does that mean he's going to do? Well, he has two options. He can go for, let's say, a Cromwell. I'm sorry, he's three. He can go for a Cromwell, and he can just get a main battle tank. And it's fine. Cromwell's a fine battle tank. But again, he has to be very careful with that Puma. The Puma could outrange him. He could save up for a Churchill or Cromwell. A Comet. A Comet or a Churchill. He could get that upgrade. That's more long-term. And that means he has to survive for several minutes. Probably up to 10 minutes for what he has. Or he could go with a Firefly. And that way he has better range to hold back a Puma. But again, he has to worry about that thing's speed and flanking it. Especially with the lead armored. But at least it would be better to combat that stuff. again, any option he goes has its drawbacks and benefits, but we're curious to see what the British player chooses to do. Wow, actually, damn, that's some good range. Actually firing all the way over there. It's helping to suppress and stop him from capturing the munitions. They'll still do it because some of the territory is not even under his control, but still, very interesting to see. Meanwhile, British infantry pushing back on the right. Volk squad just chilling over here, hanging out. Support gun opening fire on that Vickers, managing to push it back. British infantry on far left. Once again, they all have Piats, and Piats are not great versus infantry. They're honestly not. The Volk squad is way better at close range, and I feel like Brens are surely needed to hold the line. So, anyway, this squad's barely clinging in for dear life. So yeah, pull that sucker back. Maybe deploy that to lure it in, so that way he can gain. Does he have sight lines right now? No, he really doesn't. Or, okay, yeah, he kind of does, and he kind of doesn't. The artillery's kind of providing him sight by hitting it, and the AT gun's just firing from afar. So that was a good kill. That was an excellent kill. And actually, that may have just fucked over the OKW, because right now the OKW is now stuck on essentially light vehicles. That's the only thing he can build. Now, to be fair, he could absolutely get himself a Sturm Tiger or get a King, because he did build the Sturm base. So now he has to wait, I'm assuming, let's see, by his current trajectory of income, probably 5 minutes, and he could probably get a King Tiger if he wanted to go that. And to be fair, King Tiger is very powerful, very potent, and definitely can do a lot of damage. In 1v1s, though, you have to be very cautious, simply because of the fact that, and again, best way to explain it, in a 1v1, you don't necessarily have another player to fall back on. So a King Tiger, while extremely powerful, if it gets snared and trapped, you have to make sure you have the resources to protect it. You have to make sure that even though it's a very valuable piece, a very powerful piece, that you don't end up losing it and waste all those chips you spent, like, building it up and kind of making sure, like, okay, this is my ace. Because if you lose that, then you're kind of fucked for a good period of time. Now, Whiskey, it seems like he's building a Cromwell, which, again, the cheapest option. And as we can see, Castro doesn't have a lot of AT, so he's really going to have to focus on that Puma gameplay to really, really hold that sucker back. And if he uses a Cromwell right, he can help push back the Volk squads as well. The problem is it just doesn't have the armor that, let's say, the better armored tanks have. So, again, we'll see what happens. We'll see what he picks. We'll see what he does. It could go great. It could go terribly. We don't know. We honestly do not know. So, anyway, Cromwell being deployed, moving on in. Moving to counter and win the game. We'll see how it goes. Any case, some great shots across the board with the armored vehicles pushing back the British infantry, though the Cromwell just comes on in to fuck up his day. Using the special armor-piercing rounds. Luke needs to pull back. Puma, firing those extra penetrating shots, managed to escape with the... oh, wow. I was expecting that Cromwell to last a lot longer, but yeah, it focused on other things for way too long and didn't focus on the Puma, just doing devastatingly powerful rounds toward it. So, that's bad. So yeah, the Puma, good job, managed to knock that sucker out. Now, where was his AT gun during this? His AT gun was really not covering. You should have moved that up a lot more, especially when he's like fighting multiple armored vehicles. Even though they were light vehicles at the time, he needed that AT gun to provide support. Now, the Vickers can cover a large swath of territory, so the British infantry section should be able to capture this point pretty quickly, and that should give him a slight lead. He still needs to capture this point. Now, again, if I was him, I would decommission that wreck. Looks like he's doing that. Looks like he... Okay, and that wreck's also been torn apart as well. So that'll give him a little extra fuel that can allow him to make the Sturm Tiger. If I'd assume he's probably going to save up for a King. We'll see how well that does. Again, I feel like getting a Sexton would be a bad idea right now, because again, the Puma could go around. Oh shoot, he's going. Okay, so he's going for a Sweer. I feel like that is a mistake. Here, okay, he's using the Puma to get rid of this shrub, I'm assuming. Here's why I think it's a mistake. You already deployed it once. It got killed pretty quickly. And you really have to watch out to make sure that he doesn't push up like right now. Because if he does, this thing could be fucked. I don't... I feel like the British are really good at killing these hard targets. And right now, again, we have a concentration barrage. So a lot of these fortified locations are not going well. We have artillery. We have shots being laid down on it. Oh, we already have some shots being laid down while it's being built. So it does more damage. We do have a support gun opening fire to try to push him back. But the concentration barrage is doing an insane amount of damage. Sphere is trying to hold him back. AT gun opening fire on it from afar. Again, very easily shooting it. AT gun managed to push back the Stuart. Damn, that thing is Vet 3, but whew, it's taking quite a beating. You have a Sexton now over here. Okay, so he did deploy a Sexton artillery piece. So he's really just... I guess his idea is, okay, I can't beat the... I can't necessarily crush this guy with my infantry. It's just not working. So I guess I'll arty him to death? But, again, I guess he also might be like, okay, if I use the Sexton correctly, I can also lure his troops away from his hard points and try to murder them there. Or, again, try to kill stuff around his hard points with the artillery. Because right now, this Puma has to go out and try to murder this thing. But if he has a trap, again, lying in wait, then it could turn out pretty well. Whether it be the T-guns, the Piats, you name it. Again, it'll be curious to see what exactly he does. Nice AT gun shot from afar. Sexton still opening fire. Knocked out the building. So there goes the Panzer headquarters. And now that's going to reduce his ability to get better armor. So, again, I feel like he could have absolutely saved for the king. And actually, right now, he probably would have enough for a king. So I feel like that was a miscalculation. Since, again, the other building was killed so quickly, I feel like this one was equally killed. So good job on the British for at least focusing on that very important target. So that's definitely going to cripple the OKW player. Now then, speaking of which, the OKW is counterattacking, trying to take mid. And they still need to take the left. British infantry can fire long range, but this should be easy to take. Right now, mid's the biggest concern with AT and the Vickers machine gun right there just opening fire. Stuart just laying on a nice barrage there. Again, we have a Vet 3... God, I keep saying Stuart. Luke's. Jesus Christ. Luke's doing a great job just murdering that British infantry. Again, now moving in. Again, we have an AT gun there. Oh, shoot. Again, AT grenade being fired by the Royal Engineer. Royal Engineer, though, trying to murder it, but Luke's just barely murders it while in the negative cover and managed to get the hell out of there. For fuck's sake, LOL. He's trying to kill that Luke's, but he just can't. He just can't manage to do it. Good job, man. I mean, good job. This thing is going through hell to stay alive. MG-34 covering the flank, trying to stop the British infantry. Support gun also opening fire. Additional British infantry moving on in. Don't get in that building to save your life because it will kill you instead. Folk squad's kind of moving on in. Oh, boy. Oh, shoot. Puma's coming in for the flanking maneuver. Managed to kill one of them using smoke to get the hell out. We do have Piats that can open fire, and that Puma's barely alive. But if he uses his speed and maneuverability, he can use this side road and get the hell out of there and back to base. Relatively fine. Let's see. So that was a good ploy. That was a good attack. Again, the Pumas did use the main road, so I feel like some of the munitions used for, like, mines or such could be probably a good idea. Like a mine here, a mine here, mine over here. Like the major crossroad areas would be good positions, and it would be just outside his range, so I don't think he could really do much about it. Plus, it would snare the Puma, and then you could send something over to kill it. All right, so Whiskey, what have you gone? You haven't gone any. You're saving up, but you haven't picked anything yet. So I'm curious what your plan is, because you figure he would gotten this stuff already if he would get better armor. But then as well, if he wanted to go for a Firefly, he has more than enough for a Firefly. So I guess maybe he's still deciding. Overall, though, he needs to decide quick because Castro has the lead with a more population and equal amount of manpower and reserves, and actually more munitions by a country mile. The nice thing is, though, for Whiskey, is Castro can't use that Panzer Commander because that, again, is something that only a King Tiger or the units in the Panzer headquarters have access to, and unfortunately he just doesn't have that ability to get that. Now, again, and that would call an artillery strikes and whatnot, which is why you could use that munitions. If I was Castro, maybe I would use spare Sturms and just kind of mine up key choke points and whatnot. Like, go over here and just mine up this sector so that way the enemy couldn't necessarily kill you or flank you and knock you out. Again, just kind of make sure that that area is more secure. That's my thought process. Again, just trying to hold the line for as long as possible. So, it could work. It could be a good, you know, good decision. And again, what's the harm in placing, like, I don't know, 6 mines? Just making sure you're safe. Anyway, Panzer headquarters, the Panzer medical headquarters being healed. Panzer 2. Let's see. Very close to getting a suppressive ability, which would be very good. Pumas are only vet 1, but still, that's pretty damn good. We have the... Okay, so he's getting additional resources with the scout car. Nice. Very nice indeed. So, again, with that, also, the scout car does have a main gun, so it can kind of help protect this area a little bit. Not amazing, but it can at least hold off some light infantry coming on in. Volk squad's desperately trying to hold this point. AT gun opening fire on the Lukes. MG suppressing some of the infantry coming around the bend. Sturm Pioneers could also be deployed to help on the defense if needed. They are managing to take that right point. And again, the midpoint. Vigorous machine gun is guarding right, so they can't exactly walk in there. Probably should heal the AT gun, because boy, oh boy, it needs some health. It needs some love. Whiskey, still nothing. Oh, there we go. He went hammer. So when hammer, the Comet would be what he's probably going to go. And the Comet itself is very... Oh, God, he got a Sturm Tiger. Jesus Christ. Okay. So we got a Sturm Tiger now, which is definitely going to put the pressure on the British, because now he has an artillery piece, and now he has something that's going to easily be able to counteract a lot of those, like, fortified areas, because as long as he can use that correctly, and you can see he's dropping smoke. So he's dropping smoke for most likely another attack with the Pumas, or move the Sturm Pioneer to get close and maybe fire a quick shot through the smoke. Again, if... Oh my God, he get a twofer. He could absolutely get a twofer with the Sturm. We shall see. Up. Sorry. Sturm Tiger getting in position. Good grenade. He sees it though. Retreats, and Sturm Tiger misses wildly. Now, again, because of the OKW majority of the points, the British are now hemorrhaging again. British, though, capturing the point. But again, Sport Gun is opening fire, and now he's with a buddy. So he got himself another Sport Gun. Overall, Castro has a nice wide variety of forces, so I feel like he should be fine. He's also dropping smoke, I think. Yeah, he's dropping smoke. I'm assuming for Volk squads to move on in, and maybe for his Sturm Tiger to reload. Though, yeah, he has concentration artillery coming in that sector, so that's going to put a dampen on his day, as artillery will maybe get a nice lucky round off and kill one of them. It's going to be close. Reloading the Sturm Tiger, it's back up and fully operational. Ready to go out and try to ruin someone's day. He's moving on in. Let's see. German infantry being suppressed. Comet on standby. That Lukes is still there. Almost up to Vet 5. Comet advancing. Puma's coming in on the flank. Trying to hold that sucker back. AT gun, though, pushing it back. This thing, very strong. Can take a lot of hits. Oh my God, Puma decrewed. But still in smoke. He might try to direct fire it, but looks like he kind of missed. Oh, nice special shot, so he managed to knock out its main gun. So it makes it harder for it to hit. Now he's using better penetrating rounds, but the Comet has pretty damn thick armor, so he has to really watch out. Sturm Tiger, though, moving on in, might try to go for a lucky shot on it if it can't move. But it's going to push it back at the very least. Oh boy, Puma barely alive. Actually kills the Puma. The other Puma, though, is still there, but Comet's on standby and AT gun watching over. So yeah, most likely that Puma is a goner. So the Comet has won the battle and has actually turned the tide of this game. Because right now, Castro has lost a lot of his anti-armor fighting force, making the Comet pretty much the dominant tank on this field. And actually, the OKW doesn't have a lot of counters. Now, there is a issue Whiskey currently has, and that would be the fact he can't heal this tank. He has this tank, but even though in the moment that he could absolutely dominate the enemy side if this thing was back up to full health, again, and with really no issue to speak of, he can't because he doesn't have anything to heal it. He forgot to give Royal Engineers. So right now, he has a amazing unit that needs repairs and nothing to repair it. Meanwhile, the Germans have no ability for better armor, but at least they have the ability to repair their armor pretty quickly. So now another Puma has been deployed, but as we just saw, a single Puma, even two Pumas, stood very little chance against that Comet. Again, maybe better coordination would be helpful, but if they do another attack like they just did, it's not going to work. Also, decommissioning that wreck for fuel might be helpful. That's, by the way, a light Gammon Bomb, even though it's pretty damn potent. But you get that sucker and it will definitely kill anything in its path, which includes, or sorry, Gammon Bomb. I think the British commandos throw light Gammon Bombs, so that's my bad. But in any case, what was I going to say? Oh, yes. So, yeah, it's going to be curious to see what he does. As long as that AT gun is also guarding mid, it's going to be very difficult for the Pumas to move on in. I'll say that. Now then, Volk squads are in standby, retaking mid. We currently have a small battle going on for the fuel over here. Sturm doing their best to hold. British infantry trying to tear them apart, but once again with Piats, they really can't. Grenade going close range, doing equal damage to the Sturms as wow, yeah, even to themselves. So, again, very nice job trying, but unfortunately the British infantry kind of hurt themselves more so than hurt the enemy. Anyway, Panzer II just hanging in there. We can see here it's at 22 kills. Very close to Vet 5, which would be absolutely incredible. Comet, though, moving on in. Again, you can definitely do a lot of damage over here. Not a lot of AT, if anything. So, yeah, just fire pop shots. And actually, remember, with this thing, if he fires, one of the bonuses is tank crews are trained to track enemy vehicles that have been hit. So, he can see this thing as it backs up. So, again, Fog of War. Click on it. We'll see him fire. Oh, shoot. Good hit on the British infantry there. Again, falling back. You can still see it for a time. Puma trying to come in for the flank. Missed the target, but the Puma's still not able to do a lot of damage. It is able to maneuver faster than the Comet's main gun. At least slightly faster, though. Comet's still keeping up. Verkenwerfer now moving on in. Sweet. Oh, misses, but hits the Verkenwerfer. Oh, boy. AT gun still in standby. Again, moving that up, I think, to here would be better, because at least he could cover. Artillery coming in, just wrecking that Verkenwerfer's day. And he's running right into that, so actually another artillery shot, yep, there it goes, could murder a Volk squad. So now he's down to one Volk squad. Damn. That was a really highly vetted Volk squad. So even though the German player has probably played better overall this game, now the British has more resources, getting close to, I would say, more population. Like, he could deploy another Comet if he wanted to, and easily trounce Castro in population, but we'll see what he does. Anyway, British infantry trying to push on up. I'm assuming he might be trying to go for... Oh, he's throwing a grenade on the MG. Okay. Unfortunately, again, the medic base is right there, so unless you KO it in one hit, it's still gonna be there. It's still gonna be a threat. So, I don't know. I don't know what he's trying. Anyway, repair crews trying to heal that Puma. We have a Luke's going back in there, so very close to getting Vet 5. I swear to God, he gets Vet 5 and instantly dies. It's still worth it. Still worth it. Anyway, Luke's could open fire to push that unit back, but we'll see what happens. Another Puma's been deployed, but we have another Comet now being deployed as well. Royal Engineers slowly healing that, and again, unfortunately, because he didn't go with the Anvil, he went with Hammer. He doesn't get the souped up Royal Engineers that can heal a lot faster. So it's always best to try to go for both. If if you play as British, try to have one guy go for anvil, one guy go for hammer. That way you can get Royal Engineers that can heal very quickly. Or again, you can always go with a Soviet guy who goes Soviet industry. But again, that way they kind of complement each other, especially if you go double British. Don't try to double up on hammer or anvil because, again, it's better to have a... if the enemy can counter that tactic, they can counter it hard. If that kind of makes sense. If again, it's better to have more tactics at your disposal. Anyway, Comet on standby. The other one's almost up, but if this thing starts a fight early, that could be its moment, or this German player, Castro's moment to shine, because he can move in with the Pumas, get maybe a crit shot on here, stop its main gun, fire as many goddamn rounds of high explosive rounds as he possibly can into that thing before the second one can come into the fight. And by the time that one's dead, maybe the Pumas can then keep the fight going long enough for the Sturm Tiger to get a lucky shot on either the first or second one. Again, that's what he needs to do in order to win this game. So, Comet's moving on in. Firing shots, but missing both on that MG. Pumas using the range to their advantage, getting some nice shots on that Comet. Now using the extra penetrating rounds, and now the Vet 2 as well, so doing quite a bit of damage. Using that special oh my god, that range, knocking out the one Comet. We still have our cannon for here. Let's not oh wait, I don't think it can fire. Oh no, it wasn't firing. Okay. For camera for now firing. Again, AT gun still pretty far back, not supporting. Comet, oh god, in a bad scenario. Needs to pull the hell back. AT gun needs to... Oh, there we go. Got a lucky shot on. Puma pulling on back. Oh, nope. It's, nope, it's definitely pulling back. Artillery, though, hitting the base, causing a lot of damage toward the infantry. Man, his manpower is down. He is seriously down that manpower. He's near population, so that makes sense. He's currently not gaining as much, but still, he is really freaking far down in that overall manpower, so he's going to need to do something quick. Comet being healed, it's going to take a while. If that other Puma can be healed, he might be able to move in there and kill it before things... he heals too much. Remember, the pressure's on right now. If the British can keep holding this line, he should be fine for the most part. Overall, the Germans has way more units now compared to Whiskey, but Whiskey has way more manpower and fuel. So if he wanted to, he could save up for another Comet and try that fight again. Except this time, maybe lure the Comets into that AT gun, because again, if he can have that extra AT gun to provide support, the Pumas would pretty much be goners. But because the Pumas were so far back, they could fire at range, and the Comets, because there was so much clutter in terms of units just causing chaos, yeah, the Comets just had a harder time. Or he deploys a Sexton. I could see why he goes this, maybe because he wants to keep the advantage going, and right now it's not like Castro can deploy another Puma, because he went with the, I believe, the Searchlight. Because he went with the Searchlight, he doesn't have the population to get another Puma. The Puma costs... Hold on. Let me go over to the German doctrine. Oh, good bomb. Knocked out the MG. Puma costs... Wow, only 7? Jesus. That half-track costs 5. Storm Tiger costs 18. Wow, okay. Put in perspective some things. But that Puma, again, managed to push back that Comet. Right now, there's only 1. So... theoretically, if he can not get the crit shot on the Comet, and the Comet can maybe be supported, he should win. But we'll see. Artillery is currently coming down, and again, a good idea. Keep the manpower that the OKW could build up down to a bare minimum, so he can't necessarily like get a king or something. He's just wasting so much that even if he loses something major, he can't deploy another super powerful unit because he just doesn't have the men. Unfortunately, the Sexton currently sucks at shooting because this Volk squad has not moved, but all the shots are firing around him. So, you know, I don't know. I just don't know. AT gun currently trying to find a target.
We've got 50 points left.
Oh boy. Putting a lot of pressure on the British right now by capturing mid. Comet trying to come in through the flank. Again, mines! Seriously, like a mine here would have stopped that Puma in its tracks. Puma, though, being pushed back. desperately trying to hold back that Comet. Already used smoke. Should have probably used the crit shot maybe, and then turned so that the Comet may have a harder time chasing him down. But unfortunately, yeah, he burned to death. And now he's getting another Puma. That's Vet 1. Oh, sorry, Vet 0. Which means he can't use the crit shot anymore. So right now the British has the advantage. Large British push coming in. Sturm Tiger could be used here to quite a major point. Hold on, we'll see. Once again, Comet's just right here, just chilling. You figure he would want to move in and kind of fight those units on the side, but I guess not. There is that Sturm Tiger over there, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, Vet 5 Luke's over there, opening fire. Sturm Tiger slowly moving in. He can't capture this point right now with that Sturm Tiger there, because he'll just fire upon that unit. There we go, AT gun. Should be healed. He should absolutely heal it. But for some reason, he's not. I don't know. I think he should honestly move that sucker up. Oh, I love how he's blobbing his infantry with the Sturm Tiger just right out of view. If only the Sturm Tiger could see. Oh, wait, they have the half track. So, yeah, he can see it. He's trying to capture that point. He could try to go for this one as well, but again, with these 2 points so close together, it makes this medic base so valuable because he can just keep healing his troops right there. Where's that? Okay, there we go. I was like, where's the Vickers machine gun when you need it to suppress that infantry? There it is. There it goes. Suppress that infantry. Now you can move up your troops and capture that territory. Comet coming on the flank, but this is very ballsy to say the least. Cannon is there, so he does have some AT. And the Sturm Tiger not reloading, so it's not that vulnerable. But Puma coming in at the right moment. Cannon crippled the Comet at least to like 25% health. Even with the lucky grenade on the Cannon, Puma was able to come in and just wipe that sucker out. Now, again, we still have a double AT gun though, and the Puma is KO'd. So right now, neither side has their superior unit. But I will say this, Whiskey is in a better position to get another tank. And right now, could probably capture this point. Now, he might sacrifice the Volk squad in order to keep it under his control. Sturm Tiger rushing on in. He might sacrifice the Sturm Tiger, honestly. Sturm Tiger is in range. He can fire. Kills the unit. Forces it to retreat. The enemy can't capture it in time. He could do... No, I mean, yeah, concentration barrage like here would be his best target. Artillery's coming down. He's going to keep the unit there. And I think that's going to be GG. That was a good Sturm Tiger hit. Very risky. Move it in, but it was worth it. Killed the unit. Forced her to retreat. Honestly, I think he should have charged the Sturm Tiger. Called his bluff. But alas, that is it. That is game. Castro was put in a very interesting situation because he couldn't go with his better armor. But even with that, he uses Pumas quite effectively. And his support infantry and managed to win this game. In any case, very close game. More damage dealt by the British. And again, I would assume by the Comet AT guns, if I had to say, with the most damage dealt. Yeah, sorry, the 6-pounders, very, very good. And it's not like the Comets were doing bad. They killed vehicles. It's just the Pumas, damn, they did work. They did a lot of work. But in any case, shows the biggest, baddest unit in the map can be killed by some of the weaker units, even though technically the Puma is still very potent. It's still very weak comparatively, so you have to pick your battles very well. And I feel like when the British did and kind of lured the Pumas into AT gun range, the Pumas died instantly. They couldn't fight. But when they were fighting in like OKW range, yeah, even without the Cannon warfare, they were still holding their own pretty damn well. So it's like luring them into ambushes. Also, mines would have really helped you out to stop the Puma flanks, and may have kept your Sextons alive. But in any case, that's going to be game. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed some Puma Comet action. This has been a Greyshot17, and I'll see you all next time. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17. Before I go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Ace, Joe Foley, Joey G, JP Vaal, jrchicklis, Manuel Marcadoli, Milam, Ollie, Chris Bailey, Onlyplayapples, Pyroshark, Rifle, Sebastian Marzalik, sgtMcPain, Streakingwookie, Tucson, WhiteHotD, Aaron Yee, Jordan Savat, Leo Liu, Nathan, Angus, and Tim. Thank you again for your incredible support. You all rocked. It's been Greyshot17, and I'll see you all next time.